Everybody back to the web this afternoon for the third game of our full home slate this weekend, hitting our champ men up against the Sunbury Jets. Before we introduce today's lineups, I would like to kick things off by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we gather today. We pay our respects to the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, the traditional custodians of the land, and extend that respect to elders past, present, and emerging.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you are able for the Australian National Anthem.
5 minutes to go at 2 tip-off. Let's get behind our Redbacks!
Massive Sunday afternoon here at the RMIT Sports Centre, where the RMIT Redbacks take off against Milan Savage and the Sunbury Jets. Jimmy Worth here taking you through proceedings for today's clash. We're in the heat of World Cup action as we are in the heat of the Big V State Champ season. Both teams coming off polar opposite results as of last night. RMIT with a convincing win down the peninsula and the Surf Coast, should I say, to the Bellarine Storm, and then the Sunbury Jets going down by 18 points to Melbourne University last night. So one team looking to extend their weekend, and then one team trying to fix their weekend. And all of it comes down to 40 minutes of ball. Few technical issues here in the commentary box as we tick inches closer to tip-off here between the Redbacks and the Sunbury Jets. As we read up now the lineups for both sides. Starting on for RMIT, we've got Steve Coffey in his 100th game for the Redbacks. Zachary Coleman-Bock, Chris Ogle, Devin Vanderheit coming off a 28-point game last night. And the man who's played 300 games across the NBL 1 and Big V in Matty Spencer, wearing the number 5, enters the court as well. It's Milan Savic, once a RMIT player and now a Sunbury player, enters the court in that number 13 jersey in the white. I think the words that are being said from Stephen Coffey and Matt Spencer is the white doesn't look good on you, or it's that European tan as he's just got off the plane from Europe. So he's definitely lapped up that sun, I'll tell you that for one. The tip's won now by Sunbury. And Marshall, who brought it down to Cheen. It's to Shane, who finds Savage. Now Marshall, he's at the top of the elbow. He brings it back into Sanders, who still finds Sheen. Sheen back to Chucks Matey, and now Matt Spencer with the ball here for the Redbacks. And Steve Coffey brings it in. He tries from long range. Hail Mary, bang! He pulls the trigger and goes boom! A man in his 100th game for the club pulls up from deep, almost pulls up from the logo and drains it. So now back to live play here for Sunbury. Sunbury can go big again on a right of reply, and they get it. Marshall lands a 3. So now it's in the hands of Coffey again. Intercepted by Marshall. Quick fire break here for the Jets. Who do they find? They find Sanders. Sanders from 3. And he pulls the trigger from deep. Coffey from 3. Coffey goes bang again. He's pulling out the highlight plays, and it's only a minute and a half into the game. Now finds Marshall at the elbow. Can he find Sheen? He doesn't, and Steve Coffey now with 6 points for the game. Pass it to 300 game in Spencer. Lands off the back of Sanders, and now yet again it's a tip from Spencer. Then Savage finds the ball. Where does Savage go? He's got Spencer to worry about, and the ball goes out. Kick ball straight into the Sunbury Jets' hands. It has been go, Gadget. So far, and Sheen now to Marshall. Can Marshall land? It looks good from the entry. And it just lands short. So now Spencer with the ball for RMIT. He wants to drive to Devin Vanderheit, and the ball's tipped. And so the shock of every Redback is now in the hands of Sunbury. So the pass might have been tipped, but Vanderheit's not worried about that. Now back to Marshall, who goes cross-court now to Chook Matty. And now Coffey. What can Coffey do? He goes to work. Does he go to the ballroom and dance? He doesn't. There's Coleman Bock, and he bounce passes it to the 52. And he backs out pass here. And now it's Ogle to Vanderheit. Vanderheit from the corner! Cash money! Devin Vanderheit, 28 points in last night's affair against Bellarine. Gets his first triple of the day as we find Savage, former Redback. That classic step back that he's so known for, the fadeaway that broke so many hearts last season. Doesn't go to the good for the first time today. Bounce pass now to Vanderheit for a mid-range. Usually that's the man's bread and butter, and it can't be good for this one. So Milan Savage takes it up to Marshall. And Marshall, he drives in, backs out pass now to Sheen. And Sheen tries, and it won't count as the foul has been called. So Matt Spencer racking up his first foul of the day. If we read out both teams for today's clash, Dylan Sheen, Nathan Marshall, Milan Savage, BB Chook, Ishmael Sanders, Reese Lewis, Zach Martinez, Wajok Neen, Jeremy Ragg, Jai Everett, and Majok Manil for Sunbury. And then for the Redbacks, Marshall goes for 3. Now it's all square again at 9 apiece. 6 minutes left in the game. If you're an avid watcher of RMIT and the Redback, you'd know number 3 in Stephen Coffey, Christopher Ogle, 300 gamer Matt Spencer, Devin Vanderheit, Zach Coleman Bock, Jinji Yap, Anthony Genicaro, Darcy Daniels, Daniel Steen, Lucas Bateman, Xavier Cotton, and Roman Lutton. And should I say coaches for Sunbury, assistant coaches in Grant Duca and head coach in Nathan Haywood. And on the bench for RMIT is Stefan Nikolovsky, as they see it to head coach Vincenzo Rivetto. So RMIT now with 10. So now the ball lands in the back of Chook. BB Chook, what can he do with it? He tries to go around, and it's swatted like a fly by Zach Coleman, Bock, cross court now to Coffey. Can Coffey light up the room? He can't. And Marshall takes the ball from an offensive rebound from Chook, and Sheen will take an easy layup. So now Coffey yet again. Will he drive? He goes back to Vanderhyde at the elbow. He tries to dance around a couple players, but BB Chook finds the ball. As Marshall hits the deck. And Sanders now to Savage. Can Savage go from 3? He attempts it, and it's no good. So now Spencer, no-look pass to Common Bock, and he couldn't get the reply pass there, but they'll still regain possession with the Redbacks. So Spencer with the ball. What can RMIT do here? Can Spencer go from long range? He's not a real shooter, as Matt Spencer been this year. He's really tried to play the quarterback role and assist everyone, and he doesn't mind that role as Milan Savage provides the fadeaway that he's known for and racks his first points up for the afternoon, as Spencer now finds Coleman Bock. And it drizzles around the rim, in for a 2. There's a bit of a sigh of relief from him. So now we find Marshall. Marshall under Savage. Can Savage go from 3? It didn't look good from their let go either, so. Now Vanderhyde back to Ogle. Ogle now around the body, and he draws an end one. So Chris Ogle now goes for a 3-point play as Sunbury go to make their first change of the day, and Bibi Chook will come off the court. And on comes Jeremy Ragg. So Ogle confirms the 3-point play. And so far it's been close. And tight, and at times cagey as well. So now Sanders for the Jets. What can he do with this one? Christopher Ogle's gone for the assignment. He goes back and finds Ragg. Can Ragg go to work? And no, he can't, because Zach Coleman Bock says, not in my house. And that's another block for Zach Coleman Bock. That's exactly what you want in a start that RMIT need. So Dylan Sheen goes to the line for the first time today, and he lands the first. So RMIT really trying to get a grip on this game and dictate play early, because we know that sometimes the leads can slip away and 10 become 20 and 20 can become 30. In the recent weeks, they've been doing really well to get those leads down and get gritty wins. As we know, last week didn't have a very convincing game against Warrandyte, and let Warrandyte's leading point guard drained 30 plus on them, so definitely learned from their mistakes, and they've studied some tape, and last night was a massive improvement for them. We have big winners, and Coleman Bock also with 28 points for the game last night as well. It's a bit of a quick turnaround for this side, having to go from the Bellarine Peninsula, which is sometimes a 2-hour drive for some, 2.5-hour drives for others. Not getting home till past midnight and having to back it up 14 hours later. But that's basketball, and that's Big V basketball for you as well. Quick turnarounds and long weekends. So changes were made to RMIT with Xavier Cotton on the court and as is Steen. So Milan Savic exits and on comes Reese Lewis, who has dropped 35 and is a man that can get hot quick. Sheen now to Marshall, and to the man we're talking about now, Reese Lewis. From the commentator's curse come, and it can't. So now Coffey. Now Vanderheit. Does he drive in? He bounce passes to Coleman. Bock back out to Steen. Can X-Cotton go from deep? The enthusiasm in my voice might have put him off there, but now Sheen back to Marshall. Can Marshall go again? And he drains it. He hits a three. So now Steen. Foul has been drawn and he's going to come off Sanders. So now Daniel Steen tries a triple and under the arm pass there from Cotton to Coffey. Steen tried a fatal step back and can't get it, so it's chaos ball here at the web, and Rag goes up. Can he go to Sanders? And he can't, so RMIT now straight up to Vanderheit. Vanderheit tries from three, and it can't go. So Rag finds Marshall. Marshall from three. Marshall's just he's trying a few passes here and a few shots that are not going well for him. He's still shooting it 60% so far for the game, so he's definitely in a positive, but you want to keep it that way and you do want to protect. So subs made for RMIT with Jinji Yap coming on for Zach Coleman Bock and Dylan Sheen exiting the field, and comes Neen. So Jinji Yap goes out to Daniel Steen. Where can this go for the Redbacks? 1 minute 40 left in the first quarter to wow, oh wow. Wow, oh wow, a pick and roll into a charge that I thought was a charge, but turned into a block. So Jinji Yap goes for a three-point play and has an attempt at the line. So an exchange of words from Cotton and Sanders with the referee, and it's going to be a tough affair for both of these 24 and 54. For the rest of the game is Marshall now finds Sanders. What can Sanders do? He goes to work and finds Lewis. Back to 9. 9 can't go and gets Vanderheit in the way of that, so it'll be an interception and a turnover here for the Redbacks. Coffey goes to work now to Jinji Yap, and Marshall just has all the answers, and Marshall now back to Sanders. The shot won't count, so Steve Coffey drawing the foul.
That's another play, Steve Coffey. He's first.
And Roman Lutton checks into the game from Daniel Steen. It's a foul on Devin Vanderheidt, and Reese Lewis will go to the line.
This guy's a good pick. Reese Lewis shooting 2.
So now Reese Lewis will try for the first of 2. 2-2 and he gets that. So Sunbury take the lead by 2 now. So Steve Coffey has Sanders to worry about, playing a high defensive role here as a 24 for Sunbury. So Lutton now with the ball, finds Yap. What can Yap do? Yap backs out to Roman Lutton, and he's got a defender in his way, so he won't go for 3, but will he go for 2? And he does. He goes to work, and that's classy from the young man. He's so used to playing this famously known hard and aggressive Western Australian basketball style, and it worked that time as 9 replies for Sunbury. Now Lutton goes out to X, connects Cotton, go. And that will end the first quarter, and it can't do much there. But it was a great quarter from both teams, and Roman Lutton with that highlight play at the start, or to end that quarter, should I say. And RMIT with a 2-point, Sunbury with a 2-point lead, should I say. So RMIT need their reply, but all positive signs here for the men in red and black, and Sunbury will take a lot from that. Point scorers from each side. So that's Steve Coffey with 6 points, and then Chris Ogle, Devin Vanderheidt, Ducky Colin Bock, Ginger Yapper with 3. Nathan Marshall with 9 points, leading the line for the Jets, and Dylan Shane with 4 points. So we'll take a very, very quick break and we'll be back in just over 60 seconds time for some more action here for the Big V Championship. RMIT 20, Sunbury Jets 22. Devin Vanderheidt saying good day to the camera, probably his family watching back home in Illinois. Go to the Vanderheidts. Go to everyone watching from around the world, whether in Malaysia, New Zealand, United States, wherever you may be around the world. Thanks for tuning into some Big V ball here at the RMIT Sports Centre. We've resumed to live play where the Redbacks are 2 points down against the Sunbury Jets, and Xavier Cotton now tries from 3, and just a little bit too long on that one. So Marshall, what can he do? He finds Reese Lewis. Now Sanders. Sanders goes to work. Outlook pass to Marshall. Does he go? He does. Pump fakes out to Reese Lewis. Reese Lewis pump fake. Fade away. Can't do anything there with that one. And Sanders goes from deep. Bit of chaos there from the Sunbury Jets. And few wrong turns later, and we land in the hands of RMIT again and Steve Coffey. So Roman Lutton from 3, drains it. The 77 from WA goes bang. So now Lewis. 2 points so far today, only 4 minutes played in the game. Tip pass here by Lutton. Can Lutton go? He does. Does he clean up his mess? He does. Devin Vanderhyde gets the crumbs and makes it for a very, very clean transition. RMIT with the ball again, and this is the suffocating energy that the boys bring, and especially in Devin Vanderhyde as BB Chook gets an offensive foul. And a timeout has been called by the Sunbury Jets, and they just need to settle, because right now it is all the momentum is in the Redbacks' way, and you do not want the Redbacks to have all this momentum with such time left in the second quarter. Because if anyone knows basketball, this is how leads progress, and this is how leads get bigger. So now we resume with 8 minutes 36 left on the clock. RMIT up by 3, 25-22. As Xavier Cotton off and Ginger Yap back on, the tall body to try and combat the ferocity that BB Chook brings. So now Lutton. He's got his dancing shoes on. Finds Coffee. Screen set by Ginger Yap. Doesn't want it. Yes, he does. It's a pick and roll. Does he go to him? He doesn't. Steve Coffee wants all the cherry. And now Marshall with that turnover for the Jets. Marshall tries to go to Savage and he finds Chook. Chook goes. Can BB Chook drive? He does. And no good there. It looks like BB Chook is in quite a lot of strife. It could be a cramp. And he is in trouble here, is BB Chook. So we're just going to hold play here for just a second, and the whole Redbacks team making sure that BB Chook's okay and he's not putting weight on the ankle whatsoever, so it doesn't look great as we try find a bit of vision to see what was going on there. And looks like he drived and he just twisted that ankle. Which does not look good, and he's elevated that ankle. So, not good signs for the number 17 in the Sunbury Jets. BB Chook, he was having such a good game thus far, and his big body was, well, he didn't have any points on the board. He was still providing a lot physically to the game and providing some big screens. A lot of pressure offensively for them as now Jinji Yap goes to work and he gets a 2. So we'll keep an eye on BB Chook and the way that he's travelling, and he's got a medic there seeing what's going on for him. As now the Crab from Sunbury draws a foul. Milan Savage, lovingly known as El Crab, takes a trip to the line for 2. And he can't land, and he's pretty frustrated, is he ever? So can the Crab go from 1 from 2? And he does. So Matty Spencer now for the Redbacks. He can pull up, but he doesn't decide to, so he finds Coffee. Can Coffee drive? Yes, he does. Goes out to Ludden. Ludden can light the candle. And he can't do much from that as Marshall now finds Sanders. Can Sanders go back out to Marshall? He does. Marshall has an open look. Marshall hits the 3. And the lead still stays at 3. As Vanderheit now tries for Ludden. Screen set now by Gingy Yap. What can Coffee do? Can Coffee find Spencer on his left? Doesn't. Screen set now by Gingy Yap. He goes to work as a Chinese Malaysian. And Matt Spencer picks up the crumbs. Vanderheit goes big! Devin Vanderheit up high and down hard for 2. And that's 5-point lead now for the Redbacks. 6 minutes left in the half. Marshall. There's 0-0 foul there on Gingy Yap. Looks like he pulled his elbows up on Dylan Sheen. As now we find Reese Lewis. Lewis now wants to go to work on his own. Fade away for 2. Gets it. Nice and clean there from the number 2. So now Coffee. Where can Coffee go from here? He finds Devin Vanderheit and has Marshall in the way. And Marshall proved to be too much for the number 40 from Redbacks. As now Sanders goes into the paint, tries for himself, and a foul has been called. Very, very smart play from Sunbury to draw a foul, and looks like BB Chook's going to make a miraculous recovery here on the bench for Sunbury. And check-ins and check-outs for the Redbacks as Roman Lutton exits, as does Gingy Yap. So what some would say is the original starters for RMIT in Coffee, Spencer, Steen, Coleman Bock, Vanderheit, all on the court now. He just gets the second by a narrow margin to Sanders, so 3 points is the buff, 2 points is the buffer, should I say. There's still 5 minutes left in this half. Can Spencer go? He does. He drives. He goes to work. Puts on his dancing shoes. But that over the back won't count. Ball, he wasn't in shooting motion, so take the pass. We're passing from the sideline. Spencer and his old teammate Milan Savage having a bit of banter. That's why we love this game, is because it's played in such good spirit. There's now Steen, back to Coffee. Backdoor pass now to Daniel Steen, and he can't do much from that. It's now Marshall. Marshall onto Reese Lewis. Reese Lewis goes, and he finds the tip-in from Dylan Sheen. And he'll be happy with that one. Spencer finds Coffee. Coffee's in the paint. as is Coleman Bock. Foul's been drawn. Coleman Bock takes 2 shots at the line.
This second. Bock will shoot 2.
Doesn't get the first, so scores are tied. The timeout's been called and both sides will take a little bit of a breather. Still 4 minutes 40 left on the clock, and a few words from Nathan Haywood and the referee. Massive mention to all the comments on the YouTube live stream. If anyone knows the way that I broadcast the basketball, I do love to give some love to the comments. Massive shout out to women's coach Tristan Angelis. He's currently in Vietnam. I think where almost everyone in this country would rather be than be freezing their boots off in a cold gym. So big shout out to him, and my favorite man from South America in Santiago Gutierrez. Hola, amigo. And of course the original switch in Charles Gergie, former RMIT player, now playing 3v3 in Japan. Lovely country, absolutely stunning, one of the best in the world in my opinion. They're all in the chat, they're all having some fun, as are the other 55 people watching. So now it's about to get loud in here. The Loud House is getting some traction as Lewis tries from 3, can't go. It's Van der Height now to Spencer. On to Coleman Bock. Van der Height finds it. Nothing can happen from Devin Van der Height's attempt, so he'll take 2 shots at the line.
Number 12, Jimmy Raggy's third.
Van der Height doesn't get the first. Lead still stays at 1. It's been a tight affair so far in this game. We go around the grounds from last night's action in the Big V State Championship. Gippsland hosted Hume City. And Hume City taking the chocolates up in Traralgon. They're 41-point winners in that one, 111-70. And Pakenham hosting Camberwell at Cardinia Life, 91-85. The Warriors came off victors in that one. And then RMIT with a 9-point win as Dylan Sheen goes big and goes bang. The Redbacks won that one 92-83. 28 points for Coleman Bock and Van der Height in that one. Steve Coffey tried a major there and he couldn't get it. So now Milan Savage, will he go to work? He does. And a ball's been fought and it's an absolute battle between the 2 other teammates and he loves it. The crab loves it. He loves it. You can tell he's got a smile on his face. And then McKinnon, 2-point victors against Wyndham at home, and Melbourne Uni blowing out Sunbury by 18 points. Was 35, and then they worked hard. As did Reese Lewis, and Reese Lewis will go to the line for 2 as and Melbourne Uni game sort of probably lit a fire in Sunbury's belly, and they've kept within this one, and 3 minutes to go in the half, and it's 35 apiece. And Melbourne Uni, or should I say RMIT University, and Sunbury are the only Sunday game for this week. Nails it. So now Spencer for the Redbacks. They can really afford to play around here and use their experience and use their knowledge. And Coleman Bock tried, and it's just the height of Dylan Sheen that's proving too much for him today. But he's doing well to battle it. He's the big man from the Redbacks, and Coleman Bock has got 4 points, shooting at 100%, so he's being patient with what he's been given. He's still got 3 blocks, so he's having a very good game defensively so far. As outlook pass to Spencer in his 300th. Not enough juice on that one. And Coffey, mid-range. Nails it. We go team stats right now. RMIT 12 from 24 and 4 from 14 from beyond the arc. And now Spencer. Goes out to Vanderheit, onto Coffey. And Sheen is arguing that he was getting held and elbowed by Coleman Bock, but referees found that Dylan Sheen was the culprit.
Under 2 remaining in the half.
So Anthony Giannacaro checks in Mr. 1% basketball. On for the first time today. Coleman Bock's high arcing free throw doesn't land, so Coffey finds the O board and he tries from deep. Steve Coffey with a center in his face goes bang! Sheen now to Savage. Savage has Steen to worry about. Goes to ground to Savage, so RMIT now with the ball. A great intercept there from Giannacaro. Giannacaro goes to Coleman Bock, back out pass to Marshall now. Quick transition here for the Jets, and it goes to Sanders. Sanders goes, and he lands it. So Sanders, pass out now to Cotton. Cotton finds Steen. There's almost a wedgie between the glass and the rim. And a foul has been called, and it will be a shooting foul. So 2 points at the 2 shots at the line for Daniel Steen. And Jinji Yap checks in for Coleman Bock. And 2 exits now for the Jets. Marshall and Sheen off the court, and just trying to clean a few of the sweat marks off the court. And BB Chuk, man who we were quite worried about before, was clutching at his, looked like his ankle or his Achilles. Checks back into the court. And then the number 4 in Zach Martinez, both on now. And Devin Vanderheit on for Daniel Steen. So a lot of rotation here for the Redbacks, and trying to use their roster to their best of ability. They do have depth, and that's one of their strong suits. And oh my, Reese Lewis. He's like Moses in separating the sea. He goes through traffic and earns himself a shot at the line for a 3-point play. That was just as tasty as some acai on a cold night. It's now Coffey, 48 seconds left on the clock. 15 on the shot clock. Goes out to Cotton. Cotton, can he pull the trigger? And he does! Boom, 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 boom! 2 points. The lead now to the Redbacks is Lewis. Can he go again? Almost lays trying for an alley-oop, and BB Chook doesn't read the room. And now Coffee, just like that, ends up in a turnover here for the Redbacks. So 1 second difference between shot and game. As we go into single digits, Coffee, does he go to work? He does. Martinez doesn't want him to go, as it's Genicaro from deep. And doesn't get anything there. Let the game breathe, they say. Let it breathe. Halftime here at the Web. RMIT 45, Sunbury Jets 43. This game is action-packed, and it doesn't stop there. Point getters for both sides, Nathan Marshall and Reese Lewis in the double digits with 12 and 10 apiece. Dylan Sheen with 8 points, that big man that he is, and using the height that he's got, 8 points for him. And Stephen Coffey, the only man in the Redback suit with 11 points in double digits. Devin Vanderhyde with 8 points and 66% from 3. Or from 2, should I say, and 1 from 3 And Ginger Yap with 7 points. So RMIT currently shooting 48%. And Sunbury shooting 45%. RMIT 4 from 14 from 3, and Sunbury 5 from 12 from 3. So far more accurate are the Jets from beyond the arc. So both sides go into this one locked, and it's almost a stalemate. Who will pull the trigger? Who will answer the call? That'll all be played out in the second half. Take a quick break here at the RMIT Sports Centre, where RMIT lead the Sunbury Jets 45-43. Welcome back to second half action here at the Web. Jimmy Worth taking you through this afternoon's clash. RMIT currently up 2 points, 45-43. It's been a very, very even game so far. And just as I say that, the scores go level. RMIT have done really well so far in their offense and really trying to go through the paint. They're 8 from 10 from 2-pointers. So they've done really well so far, and they know the formula and they just need to stick to it. It is not difficult. There's now Sunbury on the other hand. Need to just keep doing what they're doing and stay in the game. Not allow RMIT to get hot and give their players opportunities like Devin Vanderhyde just then. But then again, you will almost gift those easy twos to stop a three. So now it's Dylan Sheen. Dylan Sheen around the back, and Reese Lewis pulls the trigger onto Marshall. Marshall onto Sheen, and Sheen tries to pick up the crumbs, and he does. He's like a Dyson vacuum cleaner, is that number 10, and he does well. So now Spencer onto Coleman Bock. What can Coleman Bock do when he gets two? It looks like would it be Savage?
Number 4, Chris Oden.
It's not, it's
First person, first take out.
looks like it might have been a foul on Sanders. It was, so Ogle takes the foul and Sanders inbounds. And Savage gets pressured and he'll get 2 shots. He won't get 2 shots. He'll get a inbound pass here from Sanders yet again. And again, massive mention to everyone watching on our live stream. It's Marshall, does he pull it? And he does, and he goes early, so ball lands short. So now Vanderhyde onto Spencer. What can Spencer do? He passes it out to the import in Vanderhyde. Out to Coffey. Coffey in his 100th game for the club. Not too much there, and the pressure was almost too much. But to the relief of Dylan Sheen. He's been saved by the bell, and the ball will be still in the hands of Sunbury. And Reese Lewis can't do much there. So Coffey now for the Redbacks. Goes under the rim and finds Spencer. Jet pass from to Coleman Bock, and he tries a skyhook, and he does. And it's 2 to the better for RMIT, so now 4 points is the lead. This is where RMIT need to stop. This is where stops come so in handy. And you know what? Milan Savage says, no, you're not having a single bit more of that lead. And the lead draws back to 1. As Coffey. And Desteen to Vanderhyde. And they're asking if he's going out of bounds, and he hasn't. So Coleman Bock tests from the mid-range. It's getting really physical here between both sides. They're not afraid to drop a shoulder and put a bit of physicality in there. There's now Savage. Ball's tipped, but Steve Coffey's hands were.
Number 3, Steve Coffey. The second. Fourth team count. Number 9, Steve.
Coffey's hands were clipping Milan Savic, so Savic earns the right to go to the line. And Savic drains. So now again, Sunbury take the lead. And Vanderheit. Lands the double. So a bit of consistency building here in this second half, even though it's early on. So now Marshall has an open look, but decides to go to Sheen, who goes to Sanders, and Sanders cannot get anything of that three-point attempt. So Steve Coffey now for the Redbacks. Under the rim, finds Ogle. Ogle from the corner. Boom! 3 points for the number 4. And now Reese Lewis tries to go big and draws the contact and gets the and one. By a stroke of luck or the stroke of God or the stroke of skill, he gets it. It's one of those instances that you simply cannot defend as a team, no matter how hard you try, and Reese Lewis has earned that now. I'll go up now for another bite of the cherry, will the Redbacks. So Vanderheit. Cotton can go to work, and he does, and replies with an and one play. Draws foul, gets the conversion, so now he'll take a shot. And Matty Spencer checks out of the game. Quick World Cup update for you. Currently Tunisia and Japan are playing, and Japan lead that 2-0 at halftime. Now it's Coffey. Sanders now with an interception. Turnover here. Can Sanders go big? Skyhooks, oh my God! There is no way that Sanders has got that. That is ridiculous. First Lewis, now Sanders. What is the team manager putting in their water? Because whatever it is, I want it. So now Coffey for the Redbacks. Out the back pass to Vanderheit. Vanderheit and Savic, what can they do? They can go to work and they dance. They dance together, and Vanderheit comes off better. And that's 2 to the good there as Sheen goes big. You could see him calling from it from the left. He goes big and he goes hard. Steve Coffey replies, this game is ridiculous. You cannot tell me that there is a more action-packed game going on anywhere in the state right now. So Coffee to confirm it for a 3-point play. Drills, nails, signed, sealed, delivered. Marshall on to Sanders. Sanders from 3. Flirts with the rim and can't do much. As RMIT gained possession and 4 points is the deficit. Coffee now to Cotton. Back to Ogle. Ogle bounce passes and misses. Misses Coleman Bach, and missed opportunity here for the men in red and black. And Sanders can't do anything either from that. A lot of missed attempts from 3 for the Jets this half. Coffee pulls up. No good. Ogle back to Exo Cotton, and Cotton gets 2. And he's really happy about it. It's turning suffocating. That's what RMIT do best. This is how leads get drawn. It's very, very simple turnovers that elapse and get bigger and bigger. RMIT have put the foot on the throat and they do not want to let go of it. 8 points the difference now. If we go to the play-by-play stats, in this break, they are on a 7-0 run. And now the lead is 8. They are doing so well in being able to sustain this lead. Other boys from Bundy. As Rufus DeSol was ringing out in the web. Can't really get much better than that in terms of atmosphere. And Steve Coffey draws a foul to his name.
Number 3, Steve Coffey, his 3rd. Nathan Marshall with the line of the box.
Now on to live play here. Coffee finds Ginger Yap. Ginger Yap goes to work and he gets a 2. Classy little affair there from the Chinese Malay, studying at RMIT. There's a few vital check-ins here for Sunbury. with Majok Mobile on the court. And Chris Ogle, he pulls the trigger for the second time today. He knows what's going on. He's giving the head nods. As Manil, very classy bucket there. As RMIT take the ball up the court with Steve Coffey, the quarterback. The man who's played 100 games for this club. Goes out to Cotton. Cotton goes three! Now Savage drives. It's a foul. Foul on 40 in Devin Vanderheit. And Chris Ogle exits the court and Roman Lutton enters. Now Savage lines up. Nailed the first. Can he go for two? Gets two. 9 points. Buffer here. Redbacks taking the lead. 90 seconds left on the clock in this quarter. Coffey. Can he find X? He can't. Can he find Lutton? Doesn't want to go to Lutton. He tries to play his own ball and he goes step back. Step back three, no good there from the American. Ginger Yap fights for it and they regain possession. And I do not think that there is a more fired up bench in the big than there is from RMIT. They are vocal and they are intimidating. And all that on top of playing at the web as well as Ginger Yap draws a foul, gets the N1. The energy in the room is reaching boiling point. Might have not have been the best shot, but when you've got a big man waiting in the paint for an offensive board and he cleans up the crumbs and he gets a two, that's what matters. He didn't land the free throw, so RMIT still lacking from shots at the line today. Is now Marshall drives in, has Ginger Yap to worry about. On to Sanders. They're almost giving the ball away. They're worried as Manil tries from three. Can't go. So Coffey. Coffey drives and Coffey gets. Marshall pulls up. Lets it fly. No good there. Coffey asks for a foul because Marshall looked to almost just take him out and he's walking little Ginger. Doesn't really like what happened there from the captain of Sunbury. But as we know, that's basketball. So now Coffey with a lay. Easy as you like. Easy as you like. Coffey's playing games. He's having fun. And it just seems to be getting worse for the Jets. So now if we go to fouls, Marshall sitting on 3 fouls at the moment with Manil. Manil tries a Hail Mary and can't get anything from that in the third quarter. Ends with RMIT taking a big lead in that. A huge call to arms was given by Coach Rivetto and they answered the call and now they're up 82-66 from being 1 point up at the half. That quarter was mammoth from the Redbacks. They put up 37 points in a quarter. 37 points. You are hearing that right. They took a 37-point run in that third quarter. And Sunbury could only etch up 23, even though that's their best half quarter of the game. They couldn't really do much to answer the call from the Redbacks. RMIT have taken this game to another level. 32 from 53 from field goals. And Sunbury at 43% with 23 from 53. And 9 shots less converted for the Jets. As point scorers here, Steve Coffey with 19, Devin Vanderhyde 14, Ginger Yap 11, Reese Lewis 19, Nathan Marshall 13, Milan Savage 12. So a lot of point getters here for each team, and RMIT have 4 in double digits so far. And rebound getters for both sides, Devin Vanderhyde and Dylan Sheen with 8. Steve Coffey with 7, and then Zach Coleman-Bock and Nathan Marshall with 4 apiece. And Milan Savage in the leaders yet again with 3 rebounds. The penultimate quarter approaches and go time happens for both sides. Sunbury still not changing anything about their lineup. RMIT going with Coffey, Vanderhyde, Cotton, Ginger Yap, and Lutton. There's now Cotton. Lines up micro switch court, and he does. So Coffey has something to think about as Vanderhyde. Vanderhyde, does he pull the trigger? Ginger Yap cleans up the crumbs. And he goes to work, does the 0-0. Now Sanders. Sanders loses the ball, but it's back in his hand. Double dribble was argued for. There's now a fade away from Milan Savage. Etches left, but Reese Lewis gets the 2. Now Steve Coffey, the man who in most teams would have a finable offence with having no-show socks on in a game, finds Lutton. Lutton goes to work and he lands. He lands. The boy from WA lands. Now it's Lewis. What can Lewis do? He finds Sheen. The big man from beyond the arc gets nothing but air. Coffey, 8 minutes 36 on the clock, and Dylan Sheen rejects it. Ginger Yap, 2 points to the better. 20 points is the lead. It has gone to such a big deficit in such little time. Now Yap finds Cotton. Cotton goes for 3, pulls the trigger. Timeout's called. Pressure gauge is mounting. Pressure gauge could be broken. Who knows, but all we know is Sunbury needed to call a timeout because they're feeling the pressure. What a turn of events for RMIT in this game. It is just ridiculous. to think that they put up 37 points in that third quarter to 23. There's a 15-point differential. A 14-point differential, should I say. And now they're up by 21. Big turn of events here at the RMIT Sports Centre. Roman Lutton going to work. The man's currently got 7 points. He's almost played 10 minutes on deck at the moment. Now Marshall has Cotton to worry about, and Cotton is putting on the hammer. Outlook pass now to Nine, and Nine couldn't do much from it. So RMIT possession again, sounding like a broken record here. And the foul's been called. Ginger Yap drawing the foul, so inbound pass waiting for Steve Coffey. So Coffey. Another foul's been drawn. Now Cotton. Cotton tried to find Ginger Yap, but the pass is a little off, and they acknowledge each other that Ginger Yap takes ownership of it. Accountability in a game of basketball is dead important as Sanders misses. Now Coffey back to Cotton. Cotton goes through the paint. Gets his hands clipped by Nine, and he takes the trip. So Neen racks up to 2 fouls, and Marshall onto 4 fouls. Lewis with 2 fouls, also Sanders with 2. Last thing you want is a man of the stature that Marshall has fouling out of the game, and you're losing one of your best shooters. Currently got 13 points. And it's great pressure here from Vanderhyde and Yap. And Vanderhyde, he goes to work, gets an and one! He flexed the muscles. And he went to work. So Vanderhyde for a 3-point play. Drills it. Marshall now for the Jets. Draws a foul and gets an and one again. So it's a right of reply from the Jets, and Marshall will take a trip to the line. So now Coffey onto Vanderhyde. Vanderhyde dishes back to the quarterback, who finds Lutton. Lutton from the corner! Savage from 3. No right of a play there from the man who once donned the red and black. Coffee. Onto Lutton. Lutton finds Yap. Yap goes to work. Yap doesn't convert. He tries again. Where can he go? He goes for himself. Can't land it. So Marshall now for Sunbury. Tip pass there by Lutton. Still stays as a Sunbury ball. Nanine onto Marshall. Marshall goes from deep and he lets it fly from beyond the arc. Turnover now. Poor little effort there from Vanderheit, and it almost looked like that Gingy Yap wasn't in the right position, so Yap again taking ownership of a mistake. So Coffee now. Lead stays 21 points. It was more. It's Coffee. Pass tipped. RMIT ball. Xavier Cotton and Gingy Yap check out of the game. And Matty Spencer and Zach Holman-Bock check in. So Spencer skyhooks, can't land anything. Savage onto Marshall. Marshall can go to work. He doesn't. Tries cross court, lands it. Reese Lewis, mid-range jumper. Now Coffee. Coffee on the wing. Coffee drives. Teardrops and can't land a single thing from that. So Sanders pulls up from deep. No good. Neen's pretty frustrated with what happened there, and as we know, 5,000 bonus time. And Roman Lutton with a courageous performance in that fourth quarter checks out of the game, and on comes Anthony Giannicaro. Man who spent time in NBL 1 at Keilor. He's made his way up the highway. He's found a home with the Rivetto Redbacks. Can't land either one of them, can Matt Spencer. Just can't seem to hack it in game 300. And again, foul has been called, so it will take another trip to the line.
Number 2, Sanders, his third. Right there, the hard will shoot 2.
And he gets the first. And it stays at 1. So that was a personal foul on Reese Lewis that resulted in the Vanderheit free throws. So Coffee now puts the ball back to Vanderheit. Another foul has been called, so it's going from bad to worse for the Sunbury Jets. And it's foul out to foul out So 22 points is the lead for the Redbacks as we draw 3 minutes 50 left in the game. Devon misses again from free throw. Coach Vince doesn't want a single bit of it. And he redeems and gets the second. It's now Neen. Back to Sanders. Sanders goes to work now. Double team to find Neen, and Neen's a bit sloppy with the ball, and now RMIT back with possession. Looks like they might be running a set. And they're not, because it's a skyhook from Spencer, and Spencer will take 2 more attempts at the line, and in game 300, he's going for his first points of the day. So Devin Vanderheit checks out, and Jinji Yap checks out as well. Spencer can't get it either. Never there's a lead, you still want to nail these. And he gets it. And Matty Spencer in game 300 gets a point. And it looks like the lineup for the Redbacks will stay for the remainder. Martinez goes to work, tries to find Reese Lewis, and he does. Reese Lewis from beyond the arc, boom! It drills it, lets it fly high, and gets a reward. Spence now to Steen, the iconic duo that they were that won them that championship in 2024. Bateman now. Screen set to Coffey. Coffey back pass now. Daniel Steen. Can he pull the trigger? He can't, but Spencer. O-board yet again. On to Giannicaro. Now to Coffey. Coffey now has Reese Lewis to worry about. Now Neen. Very, very classy finish from Everett. His first points of the afternoon. Giannicaro. Just wants things to settle. Does Steve Coffey. Giannicaro pulls up. Would have been a very clean little putback there from Daniel Steen, but was no good. So Neen to Martinez. Martinez from 3. Martinez pulls the triple. Coffey pick and roll now by Bateman. Bateman now to Giannicaro. Back to Steen. Can Steen go to work? He does. Tries another hook pass. RMIT just rushing a little bit, but they can afford to. Lead's only 16 at the moment. So Coffey, 1 minute 10 left in the game. They're just going to let it run out. With a few possessions left in the game is Spencer. He drives. Spencer gets it, and he gets 2. 2 to the good. In game 300. So Neen dances his way and slithers his way into the paint and gets 2 points for that. As now Coffey calls an ISO. He's got him on an island. He doesn't want it, does Lucas Bateman. Coffee drives. Outlook past it, Genicaro. Can't pull it there, does Anthony Genicaro in the number 6 jersey. Now Everett. Back out to Martinez. On to Neen. Neen doesn't want a single word of that. Martinez goes, he drives. Beautiful layup there from Martinez. And that will be the game. RMIT letting it run out. 8 seconds left on the clock, and that is the game now. RMIT, big victors in this game. 103-89. A very nice 14-point win.
Congratulations to our milestone men this afternoon. And thank you to everybody for coming out.
For the Redbacks, if we highlight a few players here from the game.
Next Saturday night up against McKinnon. Do not miss it.
Stephen Coffey and Devin Vanderhyde with both 19 points apiece. Ginger Yap with 15. Xavier Cotton with 14 and Roman Lutton with 10. So we're going to have a quick chat to a man who's came off a 28-point game and a 19-point game in successive days and games. Devin Vanderhyde, so we'll chat to him in a minute. But at the moment, RMIT 103-89 victors. And a huge response this weekend, taking 2 from 2, something that they couldn't have done. They could not have done that. They haven't done that in a few weeks' time, and it's a big game against McKinnon next week at home. A locked top 4 spot now with this win. There's Devin Vanderhyde, 19 points today. He's going to come and chat to us for the first time. We haven't had a win this year that's been at home that's been able to have a play with a game performance. Devin, thanks for coming on and having a chat to us after that.
Yes, sir.
Pretty good weekend for you, eh?
Yeah, it was a good weekend. We really needed it. I think we're coming off a tough weekend. We split at home, and then this was an important weekend, going 2-0, being on a 3-game win streak, so it was huge.
28 points last night, 19 points today. You're getting confident. You're finding your rhythm. I think moving to Australia is a bit of a culture shift in not only just living arrangements, but also basketball. It's harder here. It's more aggressive. Referees don't call as much as you'd probably think. The adjustments finally come. You feeling comfortable?
Yeah. It's all my teammates, really. I knew it wasn't going to be easy. Being so far away from home. It's not easy, but these guys have been nothing but welcoming, and that just helps my confidence in me as a player in the whole. So,
being able to shoot from beyond the arc is probably your biggest asset to this team as well. Just being able to just let it fly, and the confidence that the boys have in you. Has that been a real confirmer to you that this is the right move, and coming down to Australia and playing with a group like this, that you're trusted from 3 and if you don't make it, no one's going to question it. They know you're going to hit it next time because, mate, you've come into this team so well, and being able to have that confidence to let it fly has been your biggest attribute to your game, I think, this season.
Yeah, that was the main thing when Vince was recruiting me. He was like, you don't need to worry about anything, son. You know how to shoot. So, I mean, that's what I've done my whole life. So I'm never going to second-guess that. I'm never going to hesitate on a shot. But, yeah, it's just the trust that these guys give me, the confidence they give me. It helps me as a player, and it helps the team as a whole.
3 from 7 from yesterday as well, 1 from 5 today. But, I mean, let's be real. You really focused on the paint today. You needed a response. We know how hard Sunbury are as a team, and got a win last time against them, and you wanted to get it today. What was the message from Vince going into it, and how did you execute it?
Yeah, yesterday his main thing was remember who we are. Remember who we are as players and as a team. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Zave Cotton trying to cause some havoc. Here he goes. Absolute character.
But yeah, no, that was Vince's main message. He was like, remember who we are as a team. This group is full of champions. We're here for a reason. That was the main message. Just remember who we are and what we're playing for. And he makes it very known, like, what am I playing for? You know, I'm playing for my family. I'm playing for my girlfriend back home and everybody who wakes up early and watches me. So he made that very evident, and that it stuck with us, and we came in 2-0 on the weekend.
Congratulations, brother. Well done.
Yes, sir.
Devin Van der Height played the game, in my opinion. I don't know about what's going to be on the socials. Let's be real. It only matters what I think on this broadcast. So thanks very much, man. Good luck against beginning next week.
Yes, sir. Love you, Mom. Love you, Dad. Love you, Melissa. And I love you, Dasher.
Hey, man. Hey. Couldn't have said it better. Could not have said it better. Devin Van der Height finishing the day up for the Redbacks on his Sunday afternoon. Jimmy Worth signing off for you today. RMIT 103, Sunbury 89.